Um, Getting up now early really contributes to me completing a lot of my tasks because by 9:30, I've done a lot. After I get off the call, my adrenaline is built up, my energy, and, I get a chance to do some stuff or whatever, but my day becomes bigger, you know, uh, once I rise up. And so I'm finding that there's a lot more I can do within a day, when now that I'm looking at it and learning how to manage my time.
Okay. Thank you so much, Stanley, for sharing. So I'll continue first. Anybody have anything to add to contribute?
Well, I can say
Okay,
that. I
so
mean, Tammy gave the perfect answer because most people have intentions, but they don't execute. And they usually don't live in a state of not executing because they don't want to from a foundational base. Because how do you know someone wants to do something? They do it. But at least underneath the statement of I want to do something, some people may have that generic elementary level of true desire, but it's not really a true desire until you do it. And setting aside that time is so essential. We're on this call not accidentally. Tammy's admitted multiple times, and other people have mentioned that it was very, very difficult at first to wake up and to stay awake long enough to get on the call. See, once you're on the call, it's engaging. It's for those who care about the things of God. It's extremely enlightening and adds many levels of affirmation to what we already believe. We're imperfect people, but we're believers. We're not doubters. And I found as well, to Femi's point, that setting aside time, even if other things preclude us from being able to execute, such as my 7 p.m. alarm to exercise. Well, if I am not in a meeting or something, then I can do that. But I've already exercised during Success Collective, right? But setting these things aside and putting them on an actual calendar, that's what I would say. More than a calendar, a phone alarm. My leaders know that too, especially if you have the kind of alarm that I have, the talking alarm called Beyond Alarm. It very, very aggressively makes it inconvenient for you to continue to do another thing with it without at least being notified that there's something else that you're supposed to be doing at that moment. So you're setting aside time, but don't set aside time in your mind. That's very irresponsible. Set aside time by specifically. If you use calendars, that's fine. And I don't mean writing on the calendar. I mean a digital calendar that's going to alert you somehow, but especially making a phone alarm. And above that, a talking alarm that disrupts whatever you're doing and says alone time with God, or send that email, or fill in the blank with whatever it is that's a thing of significance, but make it important enough that you're alerted to do that thing.
uh, thank you, leader. Anybody have something else to say?
I want to ask a question. How does one move forward and accomplish these goals? if they are living in certain regions where there are no resources, their lack of resources, let me say that, to even build upon their dreams, their ideas. What does one do that find themselves in that place, not having the resources, but have dreams, have ideas? What would you suggest to someone like that? How do they
So for
how
me,
would
when
you share with them to manifest their aspirations and dreams and hope and all the things we speak about?
okay, so for me, if a certain place or situation you are in doesn't favor you, it's either you leave that place or it swallows you up, swallows your dream. So for me, the best move is to actually move. You have to move from that geographical location. You have to move from that point to the next point. Just move. That is mine for me. Just move from there. Because there are sometimes you'll be at certain situations, certain places, and you know that there's literally no hope, or you might just be waiting for that lucky day to come, which it is unlikely. So the best option you have to do is to move from such places.
That's good. And
That is
very, very good move. And even with no money, people say, well, what if they don't have the money to move? People move with nothing. They get on the road and they hitchhike their way to some other place. They do whatever it is that they have to do. But I would ask kind of this: when you say resources, can you define resources? Because that can mean a lot of different things.
Well, it kind of depends on what your aspiration or your idea is. Um, well, let's just take one of my ideas. I have a novelty I was blessed with. My deceased sister brought that idea to me. I say it comes from the heavenlies. Uh, I hadn't seen it, and so I say Earth hasn't seen it until I present it. But it takes different materials, right? Take different materials, uh, and I gathered what I could gather, and to take it to the next level, it takes more and more and more. So, my thing now that I'm able to think, I have time off now, I'm able to relook at it, and
Mm-hmm.
see, okay, how do I get this moving again? Because it was, I was making steps toward it. How do I get this moving again? What will it take for me to get the material? I guess sitting down, like I said, time management, sitting down with myself with this idea and actually looking at it and saying, finding out, doing research, you know, I guess putting value on my time, utilizing myself a little more better to make it come alive, you know. Uh, it's just a lot of, to me, homework that I need to do because the product is there, product's done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now how do I move the product? You know, uh, so I don't know if it's knowledge I'm seeking,
Mm-hmm.
of course, finances, because it's going to take finance to go buy materials and this and that and the other.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how much finance? So it's really taking me time, and but what, as we say, no time wasted.
Right.
I gotta literally sit down, spend the time, do the research, so that I can execute. You know, that's just an example
So,
of me. But someone that's
so when
in
you
an
said
area or
resources, you
region,
meant actual like products, materials, like fabrics. Or
yeah,
you mean certain
yeah,
textiles are not available in your area? What textiles in
hmm
particular?
more, yeah, silk. Uh,
Okay.
it has to do with, and I have to show it to you.
Yeah, yeah.
One,
Well, India is a
it's
very great
material.
country to
I
get
think it's
those.
material.
Yes, yeah, I would say definitely
So
check out India and Bangladesh. I mean, there's a lot, I have some contacts in the textile industry who can definitely provide a whole lot better pricing for you, no matter what your budget is. My opinion is to stretch your budget, even if it means, to your point, going outside of your region to accomplish that.
moving, as she said, step outside of
Hmm.
Yeah.
that, which I do, and find
Right.
out more of what's going on, around me. Like you said, prices, compare
Hmm.
prices are better, different in different regions and stuff. So yes, thank you for that. But it's going to take me to not procrastinate, sit down,
No seconds
manage
wasted.
my time
Hmm.
manage my time, do the research, continue to do the research. You know, I make the products here with what I have. And I'm telling
Hmm.
you, what I have is like, whoa. But if I
Yeah.
really had, you know, I'm like, this is something. This is something. And it's beautiful. And I have shared with you, Joshua, but it's beautiful, and I just
Mm.
got to get it and take it around with it, not procrastinate. But let me say this before even getting to the idea, right, of what the subject we're talking about. What I'm having to uh, realize is what is stopping me. I have a lot of things on the table, right? So I think I started out, I
Hmm.
said time management. So I am thankful that I am able to do this. I am knocking one thing out at a time because so much had got piled up, when you were doing a lot of things, and you can't get to everything. So I can say getting up in the mornings, committing to that, getting my day started is really helping me to uh, knock out those smaller projects so that I can get to that real one that's going to really make the difference for me. So it's that
Okay.
consistency, the consistency, and just one thing at a time, applying principles, applying the things I know to do, and get it done. Make a commitment and get it done.
Yeah. Time management. This is actually a praise report. I mean, looking back at 3 months ago and you now, there's a whole lot of difference, especially when you just spoke about how you've been able to manage your schedule and all. So it's beautiful to see.
Thank
Also,
you.
speaking of, I've heard a couple of stories, especially here in Nigeria, where people move cities. They move from the far north, where it is mostly underdeveloped and you have little to no chance of becoming anything, and they move to certain locations with zero cents. I would say zero
Right.
naira cents, but they just started. They moved. They didn't wait for when everything would be better before they moved. And they
Hmm.
moved, and looking back at 5 years ago, 10 years ago, if they had to tell their stories, you won't even believe it. So everything we want in life exists. You just need to move towards it. If you stand still, it won't come to meet you. You have to move over to it. That is why I said you just have to move physically, mentally, and otherwise too.
Oh, hi guys.
Man,
Um, Nathaniel
Hi,
Collins
man.
commented on Facebook. He said, "Good morning, brother."
Okay, good morning.
Okay, so let's start our cardio. Please get up, guys.
I miss being able to cycle, but I'm walking here in Miami. I don't know the neighborhood, which is fun. Just go and get lost and use GPS to get back.
Mm. So, yeah, I'll just give a last take for the topic. For my take for the topic. So, yeah, so a lot of us say we believe in something. We say we want growth, success, change, healing, but when it's time to actually move, we freeze. We get excited about the idea, but we never follow through with the action. We talk about the dream, but we don't take the step. And that's where accountability comes in, because belief without movement is just a wish, and wishing
Mm,
has never changed anyone's life. Some
never.
people say, I'll do it once I'm ready, but look how many months, how many years have passed,
Yeah.
and you're still waiting for a moment that will never magically arrive. Accountability means owning the gap between what you say and what you actually do. It's looking at yourself and admitting, I said I wanted this, but my action says otherwise. That honesty hurts, but it's powerful, because that's the moment growth starts, the moment you stop lying to yourself. When you tell yourself you're waiting, most of the time you're not waiting. You're avoiding, you're scared,
Right.
you're overthinking, you're believing in a result you're not willing to work for. But
Mm,
the truth is, you don't become ready by waiting. You become ready by starting. Start
mm,
before you're confident. Start before you figure everything out. Start before your fear leaves. Because movement builds clarity, action builds confidence, consistency builds results. Stop convincing yourself you're preparing. Start showing yourself you're committed. Because at the
mm,
end of the day, accountability is not about blaming yourself. It's about finally telling the truth. I want this. I am capable of this. And I won't keep pretending anymore. I'm going to start. So today, choose the version of you that doesn't just believe in the idea, but actually lives it. Start before you're ready, and stop waiting for the perfect moment to become the person you say you want to be. You become that person by starting now.
so good.
Yeah, so let's start our questions, comments, praise reports, prayer request. Does anyone have questions, comments, praise reports, or prayer requests?
During the prayer, Gladys, I want you to touch on God removing relationships that give comfort to remain the same versus change. Because that's the biggest reason why most people don't achieve their dreams, is they're surrounded by other losers who make excuses themselves and who give permission to those people to make excuses. We're a sum total of the five people that we spend the most time with. So if you're spending time with people who are used to losing, don't think it's strange that you will lose. You will be, if you hang out with losers, you will be a loser. You hang out with people who eat whatever and don't exercise, you're going to hang around unhealthy people, right? So just pray for those who really want it, to have the courage to separate themselves from people who are exactly like them, who are average, normal, make excuses and not adjustments.
And Joshua, I want to add to that. Sometimes my family and friends have thought I've been a little radical, even on my jobs, when it comes to
Good.
me protecting my atmosphere, um, the people around me, my atmosphere. My atmosphere is sacred. Doesn't matter where I
Right.
go. When I come into an atmosphere, it becomes sacred. And so I do everything to protect my atmosphere because I know with the right atmosphere, the right attitude, the right spirit, the right energy, God can really use that and ideas flow. The gift things that we have, they rise up and show up, So I am so in agreement with what you're saying, removing yourself from those type of people, those type of energies. And then you may find yourself being alone and like I said, that's just the people that are right there with you, up on you, family, close friends. I've had to, I've had to remove them. I've had to come
Yeah.
from amongst them. Now let me just say, not in no mean way.
No.
It didn't have to be this ugly falling out or anything. I
No.
used wisdom and I just kept inching, inching until
Mm-hmm.
I no longer in their presence or they no longer was around me. Even if they called
100%.
me and whatever, I start making the conversation short, or
Right.
find ways not to offend, you know, uh, because 9 to 10, they know, so I am in total agreement
Oh yeah,
with
they
that.
know.
That's the in. That's how I'm walking because my atmosphere is sacred and I'm going to fight for it, regardless who it is, family, friends, and even loved ones.
They did. And you find that that's when you become who you're supposed to be. For me, when I got away from religion, I found God. And when I changed my circle, even if that circle included only me for a season, and that was the first one time, I became successful at the things that I was doing. I don't have the time to sit here and explain myself to you. The time that I'm sitting here explaining myself to you was time that I could be grinding. It's time that I could be working. It's time that I could be walking without the struggle of people saying stupid things now address or get off the phone to your point as quickly as you can. And for me, it's definitely not about people being perfect, but it is about people making excuses. People who make excuses to not change get evicted from my life very quickly, and I don't feel bad about it. I used to, when I was stupid, care so much what those people thought. But when I realized that they don't pay my bills, domestically or internationally, they don't hold my vision, they don't push what I was called me here to do, they're not contributing towards my success. There's only two options in it. Either a person is for you or against you. And quote, against you, end quote, does not mean that they are overtly, obviously, demonstratively against you. But passivity, being passive, being docile, lacking movement is the same as being against me, you know? So if you're not contributing to where I'm going, I can't afford AFFORD financially or spiritually to even explain myself to you or to be around you because people take energy, whether they know it or not, whether it's intentional or not. And if you don't make the conscious decision to shed those unfruitful relationships. You should embrace eternal failure, stupidity, and regret until you die. Because until you change your circle, you'll never change your life.
Okay, so we're going to have our I will statements. Okay, I will statements. I will statements is a statement that gets you out of your comfort zone, not just something that you do every day. So it's something I will. You can unmute them.
Can I still add something from the topic for today?
Sure, sure.
Okay. So the real danger is not failing. It's not starting. So regret doesn't come from trying and falling, trying and failing. It comes from standing still while your soul whispers, "This
Yeah,
is your time." Like you're owning it. You're confident with it. So starting before you're ready doesn't mean being reckless, like you're being uh like 100% aggressive with your decision without thinking it 1,000 times. So it means refusing to let fear decide the timeline of your destiny. So
yeah,
preparation is good, but hesitations disguised as "I'm not ready yet" is how dreams die quietly. Like, today you're confident that you can do it, but then tomorrow or after an hour, after seeing something that may lessen your confidence with it, you're just saying that, "Oh, I'm still not ready yet. I can't do it anymore," like that. So let this be your turning point. So start scared, start unsure, start small, start slow, and start with trembling hands with imperfect steps. Because once you begin, you won't be the same person who started it. That's all.
That was real good.
Yes. I don't know if you can hear me clearly because I'm out.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
So thank
And
you.
I will
Okay.
add now my "I will" statement as well before I go.
Okay.
So my "I will" statement is: today I will no longer wait for perfect conditions. I will begin with what I have, where I am, trusting that readiness will meet me on the journey that I am dreaming of.
Thank you so much,
Yes,
um,
that's all. Thank you.
Kyla. So I will statement, guys.
Yes, ma'am. Today I will choose strong over stress because when I remind and when I will focus on myself to capable, resilient, and prepared to handle whatever comes my way. I will not focus on that because when I will be strong and stay on my way to get success, it will be helpful to go easily. So today, yes. So today my statement is today I will believe in myself to grow success. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Manirul. Anyone else? I will statement.
Today, I will finish a project I'm working on in my storage. And once I'm finished, today I will bless others with it.
Thank you so much, Tammy.
Today, I have a task that I've been stalling for a while now. I will do my best to start today.
Okay, thank you so much, Gladys. So, giveaway. No more else. No more I will statements. Okay, two winners. First one, is it me? No, it's Hagera.
Congratulations, Hadi.
Congratulations. Second,
Okay.
it's Kisha. Congrats, Kisha.
Congratulations, Kisha.
Wow.
Okay, so we're going to prayer, Gladys.
Oh, you can take it. Sorry.
Huh? You take the, you're the host. You did the prayer.
Okay, I'll just say a short one. In Jesus' name, Father, thank you for the gift of life. Thank you for counting us amongst the living today. We return all glory and adoration unto your holy name. We have gathered today as a family of success collectives. We all have our individual needs, our individual desires. May you bless us accordingly. May you provide for us accordingly. May you grace us from strength to strength, O Lord. In all our endeavors, may you crown our efforts with success, O Lord. And for today's topic, where we talked about starting even when we're not ready, may you give us the grace because we can really do nothing without you. May you give us the grace to start even when things might seem uncertain, even when our surroundings or everything around us seems to be against us. So, Lord, may you give us the grace to rise above everything. May you give us the grace to rise above it all and start and fulfill our purpose which you have called us here for. Through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. So we're going to start our blank plus. So it's 7 minute timer and then music. So if you can blank, please do. Oh, leader is not here anymore. Okay. So moment. Wait, so 7 minute timer. Hmm, starts now.